What is up, everybody, man? We are back at it again with another episode of the Cam and T podcast. I am your host, Tony T. Tom West, and we have our other host here, Cam, man. What's going on, Cam, man? How we do every Tuesday, man? What's going on, brother?
Nothing much, bro. Chilling, man. I'm feeling good. I'm glad to be here, bro. For real. How you
Yeah,
feeling?
doing good, man. I'm a little tired, man. I ain't sleep that well Sunday night and last night, so I'm a
Yeah,
little tired. But overall, though, I'm doing good. I can't complain. Um,
man. I had the weirdest dream last night.
really, what
Now
was
that
it, bro?
now that I think about it, it was damn. What was it? I just remember. Oh, I remember what it was. I just remember for any dream interpreters out there, let me know if this ever happens. But I just remember I was at like a family ish reunion type thing,
Hmm.
and I just started acting up out of nowhere. Like I was being so anti everything.
Yeah,
And then it got to the point where I was literally crying at the family reunion. And I woke
bro.
up. I woke up with tears in my eyes. I was like, bro, what is going on? I was like, what in the world is this? So any dream interpreters out there, I usually if I have weird dreams, usually what I do is I wake up and interpret them. You know what I'm saying? Like I go
Mhm.
online and just see what they
Yeah,
say. But I didn't even do it this morning. So, but no, that's crazy, bro. What dreams are crazy, man. Dreams are crazy.
yeah. Sometimes too, it just depends on some of the stuff that you eat too. Like if it like certain stuff will have you having crazy dreams and stuff like that. Like that's happened to me at least before. Like certain stuff,
Okay.
like I can't eat like pork rinds for some reason.
Okay.
Every time I eat pork rinds and it's like after 7 o'clock, now I haven't ate pork rinds in years, but when I used to, 'cause I used to eat them often.
Yeah.
At night, I used to have the craziest, most vivid dreams. It was insane.
For
So
real.
sometimes your diet has something to do to with it too, from what my understanding kind of is, because I be having some crazy stuff too.
And see, yesterday I ate rice, like yellow rice,
Hmm.
like ground turkey meat,
Yeah,
and some black beans. I had this recipe or whatever that I had put together, and
yeah.
like pickled onions and stuff like that. But I don't know. I think that and some Oreos. I don't know if that if that did it, but I don't know. That's crazy though.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it really is, bro. First off, before we even get this podcast going, shout out to my mama, man. It's my mama birthday today, man. So I want to come on
Oh
here, tell my mama, happy birthday, mama. Love you. Thank you for the support. I know she listening and watching. So
yeah!
want to
Happy
give my mama,
birthday!
yeah, I want to give my mama a little bit of love, man. So happy birthday to my mom. But yeah, this gonna be a fun show, man. We got a lot to talk about tonight, man. We got you know, NFL divisional rounds. We'll talk about all of the games this weekend. We'll talk about the Panthers hiring a new GM, Panthers coaching search as well. We'll talk a little bit about that, which you just wrote a tremendous piece. I read it today on
Oh, thank
Cat
you.
Blog. So man, shout out to you. I meant to tell you that earlier. I read your stuff. It was really good. So
Appreciate
y'all
that.
check Cam out over there at the Cat Crave blog as well. And we'll talk a little bit of NBA too tonight as well. The USA team, stuff like that. So it's gonna be a fun episode tonight. Let's go ahead and jump into the playoff games. So let's start kind of like what we did last week. We'll start from the first game of the weekend all the way up into the last game of the weekend. So I know you enjoyed this game a lot. Your Ravens get another win against the Houston Texans, 34 to 10. Lamar Jackson really turned it on after halftime. He was absolutely tremendous after halftime. He didn't throw the ball much, but he ran for 100 yards, 2 touchdowns on 11 carries. So he was averaging about 9 yards a carry. He had 4 touchdowns total. He was tremendous in the second half. And the Ravens get another win against a really good Houston team that's still young, still developing. But Cam, how did you feel about your Ravens getting another a win and advancing Lamar Jackson to the AFC Championship?
Yeah. First and foremost, shout out to the Houston Texans because that was a great season that they had.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? What a run. CJ Stroud looks like the truth. Which is another thing that we can talk about a little bit later on.
yeah,
I'm gonna bring that up too. But and as far as like the season winning, how D'Amico Ryan's called the game and everything, that first half it was deadlocked. I was
yeah,
biting my nails, bro. Like it was legit. You know what I'm saying? The Texans, they for real. Once they just get a couple more pieces in there, and just get a little more experience,
Yeah.
man, they're gonna be all right, bro. They really gonna be all right. Um, and then moving on as far as the Ravens, though, man, listen, like I said, that first half it was a little struggle, but we know they was coming off of rest. Lamar has already kind of said that he don't really like having that bye week before the playoffs because he come off a little rusty. The first half, like you said, he really wasn't. The whole team really wasn't getting it done. Defensively, everything was great, but offensively, the Ravens just couldn't get nothing done. But in the second half, that's when things started to flow and they started to really turn up. And I mean, they was just running the ball super effective. Gus Edwards was getting it done on the ground.
Yeah.
Dalvin Cook got in and got some. I
Yeah.
think he had a nice 15-yard gain or something like that on his first carry.
Yeah,
He got
Dalvin Cook had he went 8 for 23, so not amazing, but for just getting into
Yeah.
the offense, I mean, still
What was his long?
his longest run was 19 yards. He had 19
19.
yard
Yeah.
run. Yep.
So so he really had a really nice game. And then obviously Lamar Jackson, this is why he's the MVP. It's games like this, second halves like this specifically.
Absolutely. Yeah.
The numbers ain't gonna tell the whole story. He only had 152 passing yards, but if you watch the game and if you've seen the dominance that it came from, I mean, all 152 passing yards, I mean, they came at crucial points. It seemed like every pass that needed to be there was on target. It was perfect. He had, I mean, I want to point out the play real quick that he had to Isaiah Likely. You know what I'm saying? They've been showing it all around, but basically, I believe it was the first half of the game. He almost threw an interception in the end zone because he threw it too low to Likely, and Likely said, "Throw it up, I got you." You know what I'm saying? And in the second half, they pretty much, that was kind of the touchdown that basically closed the game out, was when he threw it up to Likely and he just snagged it over the defender. So it's like, it's chemistry like that and in game adjustments like that are the reasons why I feel like the Ravens are the team to beat this year.
Yeah. No, I agree, man. I think the Ravens played a tremendous game. That defense is full of ball hawks. I mean, my God. Stone, Hamilton, Roquan Smith. I mean, goodness, all those guys are tremendous. They got a bunch of ball hawks on that team, man. It was one of y'all other corners too that was
Brandon Stevens.
Do y'all have Darby?
Yeah, Ronald Darby.
Darby, yeah. I seen him making plays. He was playing really aggressive as well. I mean, that defense for one is just absolutely amazing.
And that's without Marlon Humphrey.
And that's without Humphrey. Yeah, that defense was absolutely amazing.
Yep.
And I don't want people to switch up on Slowick, and we'll talk about like the Panthers coaching search later on. But man, that's the best defense in the NFL. Let's be honest. Them in Cleveland, it's 1A, 1B. So let's not be too hard on Slowick. But he got took behind the woodshed. I ain't gonna lie, McDonald. He took him behind the woodshed and got him right. But that defense is good. I think, like you said, with Houston, the future is very bright. You should be happy because I think you're going to be relevant for the next 10 to 12 years with CJ Stroud as your quarterback. So they shouldn't be frowning at all. They overachieved this year big time. So yeah, but the Baltimore Ravens are the real deal. And we'll talk about it more when we start breaking down the game with the Chiefs and them. I want to talk about that one for a good bit. But what a game for Lamar Jackson. He really turned it on in the second half, and I was really impressed with what he did in the second half. The second half is what makes Lamar Jackson. That game in the second half is what makes Lamar Jackson special. He said, look, I'm going to turn it on. We at halftime, and it's tied. He came out to that after that halftime a completely different player. He turned it on. He showed some leadership, too, in the locker room, apparently, because he was going off on people, apparently, in the locker room. So that's even good. I don't think Lamar Jackson gets a lot of credit for his leadership, but he went in there and told them, we got to get right. And his team got behind him and got right after that. So I definitely think he deserves some credit for that as well. But again, big win for the Ravens, and they're just one game away from getting to that Super Bowl. So Definitely. We'll jump into talking about the Ravens and Chiefs coming up. The next game, we had the 49ers against the Packers. The 49ers got to win 24-21 over the Packers. I thought the Packers played pretty well in this game, to be honest with you, but I'll just kind of read off some of the stats. Brock Purdy, to me, did not play well really until the end of the fourth quarter. He went 23 for 39, 252 yards, 1 touchdown. Christian McCaffrey had 17 carries, 2 touchdowns, 98 yards. George Kittle had a pretty good game, 4 catches for 81 yards as well. I'm gonna give a breakdown on this game, man. I'm not gonna lie. To be honest, I thought Green Bay handled themselves pretty well in this game. I thought this was a game where Green Bay were going to get absolutely blown off the field, shellacked, slapped around. I thought it was going to be like a 34-10, kind of like what Baltimore and Texans game ended up being. I thought that's what this game was going to be. But Baltimore held their own. That kicker, again, that's a tough situation because if he makes that kick, they possibly win that game or go to overtime. So that's tough. I think the coach Matt LaFleur came out and said when he goes out to kick, I just pray. So that's already telling you that is not a good sign for that guy's career going forward. But yeah, again, though, I thought Green Bay held their own. I thought their defense played pretty well, honestly, throughout that game. And I even thought Jordan Love showed some flashes against a really good defense again. He wasn't perfect. He wasn't great. He threw 2 picks, but he made some amazing throws sometime in the game. And again, I kind of feel like the Packers are in the same situation as the Texans. They should be proud of what they accomplished this year. This was a team I think I had them finishing bottom in that division. If I don't remember correctly, but I think I did.
I can pull it up.
I think I had them finishing bottom in that division, and they made the playoffs and played very well. Green Bay is another team that has a very bright future, similar to the Houston Texans. They shouldn't be worried. I think you have your quarterback. I think you continue to build around Jordan Love and continue to give him opportunities. Like you got to pay him this offseason. And I think the future is actually pretty bright for Green Bay as well. And I think Matt LaFleur deserves a lot of credit as well.
Yeah. I had them finishing last. You had them finishing third.
Okay.
In front of the Bears.
Okay. So I was close.
But you was close still. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong. We both thought they wasn't gonna be that good, you know.
Right. Exactly.
And they really overachieved this season. Actually, I won't even say they overachieved. I think they proved everybody wrong. We'll put it that way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I think their team, when you look at it, they got the pieces in place, especially on offense. They're just super young.
Yeah,
they're the youngest team in the NFL.
They're the youngest team in the NFL, yeah.
That's the only thing. They were so young and unproven. Nobody knew. You know what I mean? We like Jordan Love. We thought that he had some talent going into the season, but we didn't think he was going to be, putting up Pro Bowl, All-Pro numbers like this. You know what I'm saying? Especially with an unproven wide receiver core, 2 rookie tight ends that he thrown into. You know what I'm saying? And then obviously, on the defensive side of the ball, they're just super young as well. So, ultimately, man, I think they said after week 13 or something, they didn't have somebody that took a snap that was over the age of 30 or something like that.
Yeah.
It was something crazy. So, shout out to the Packers once again, another team that will be back.
Yeah,
for sure. And as far as the 49ers go, this was a game that kind of made me say, all right, whoever comes out of the AFC gonna win this Super Bowl, because the 49ers, man, they just didn't look that good to me. You feel me? They obviously they got the win. I'm not gonna take nothing away from them. They beat a really young and solid Packers team. But what's good, Doug?
What's going on, Doug?
Love, bro. But the 49ers, man, Brock Purdy just did not have his best game, in my opinion. I think the stats showed a little bit better than what it was. Close to the end of the game, that's when he kind of started to turn on, and he started to become a really good version of Brock Purdy, which is what we're used to seeing kind of from him. But he threw, I think they said 3 potential picks that were just dropped over the course of the game, which really could have changed the outcome of the game. Not to mention the Green Bay Packers kicker, Anders Carlson, missing that kick. So, but ultimately, man, that was a solid game. And the Packers should hold their head high, and the 49ers need to get back in the lab and see what they can do to prepare against the Lions.
Yep, and you walked me right into my next segment. So
Yeah.
we're going to talk about the Detroit Lions going to the NFC Championship.
Yep.
The Detroit Lions defeat the Buccaneers 31-23. Jared Goff, what a tremendous couple of weeks for him the last couple of weeks. On Sunday, he went 30 for 43, 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, 287 yards. Jahmyr Gibbs continues to be a valuable threat for the Detroit Lions. 9 carries for 74 yards and a touchdown. He had over 100 all-purpose yards, which means catching the ball and running the ball and returning everything. He had over 100 yards there. Again, man, Amon-Ra St. Brown, one of the most underrated wide receivers in the NFL. 8 catches for 77 yards and a touchdown as well. And I'm not going to lie, I think Baker Mayfield played well as well. He did throw 2 picks, but he had 349 yards, 3 touchdowns, 26 for 41. And Mike Evans, he really came alive in this game.
Yeah.
8 receptions for 147 yards, 1 touchdown. And Kate Otten also as well had 5 receptions for 65 yards and 1 touchdown. How did you feel about this game? What are your thoughts about Detroit?
Yeah. So Detroit, like I said, they look. Doug said, "Oh, go ahead. They better be ready for the Lions because I do think they have a chance to win in the Bay." Yeah, that's pretty much what I was gonna say. I think Detroit, they look pretty good in the NFC right now. I think it's tough because the Buccaneers, in my opinion, aren't a very good team. You know what I mean? They kind of won a weak NFC South, and really, the only reason why they won was because of an absolute collapse by the Atlanta Falcons at the end of the season, and the Saints just kind of imploded on themselves. You know what I'm saying? And the Bucks imploded on themselves in the middle of the season. You know what I'm saying? So the South was just theirs for the taking, and they just so happened to win it. Obviously, with the Buccaneers, I'm trying to think who, bro. It's passing me who they beat last week. The Eagles.
Eagles.
Yeah, the Eagles. Yeah. And then they took advantage of a slumping Eagles team. You know what I mean? Which is exactly what they should do. So the Buccaneers, as far as like, the game, they played well, but obviously, that's not enough. You know what I mean? They're gonna need more to make a run to a Super Bowl next year or something like that. I don't think that team is, legitimate. You know what I mean? I don't think they're going to go into next season as contenders. They're probably going to bring Baker Mayfield back, which is good for him. This is me saying this unbiased. Good for him. He had a very good season for them.
Yeah.
Mike Evans is a free agent. Don't know where he's going to end up, but they got to figure that situation out. But so yeah, that's the Bucks. But on the flip side of the things, the Lions, bro. I don't know if the 49ers can beat them next week. I don't know. The Lions are for real, bro.
Yeah.
They're for real. You know what I'm saying? We've been saying it for a while.
Yeah.
That they was up. You know what I'm saying? They was up and coming. They here now. I think I was talking to somebody earlier today. They said this is one of those years where somebody has a Cinderella-ish run and it ends in a happy ending.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Jared Goff is playing out of his mind. Cam Newton said what he said about Goff. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. He might. Let me not say that. He was still right, but I feel like Goff is in another realm than a Dak Prescott and a Tua because he's shown up in these, you know what I'm saying, in these prime time situations. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like you said, Jahmyr Gibbs, amazing rookie, outstanding rookie, bro. Like, man, if he wasn't sharing snaps with David Montgomery, he might mess around and be rookie of the year with, you know what I'm saying, co-rookie year or something. Auntie Jen, Dan Campbell is a gangster. Yeah, he's the truth. You know what I'm saying? The Lions are for real. And I just think they're gonna beat the 49ers next week. I'm gonna go ahead and say it now.
Woo-wee. Goodness. Okay, we're gonna talk about that in a minute.
Yeah.
The Detroit Lions are the absolute truth. I've been preaching this, Cam. I've been preaching this for the last 2 years since Dan Campbell walked in the building. But I'm gonna tell you a person that's not getting enough credit. Brad Holmes. Brad Holmes, their GM, is tremendous. I want to read off their draft class this past year. Jahmyr Gibbs at 12. A lot of people said that's crazy taking a running back top 15. He looks to be one of the best running backs in the NFL already. Definitely probably one of the more versatile running backs in the game.
No question.
They took Jack Campbell, At 18, a lot of people saying, including myself, by the way, a lot of people were saying you can get him in the second round. You could have got him in the third round. He showed up, and he has played tremendous this season. They got Sam Laporta at the 34th pick in the draft in the second round. I don't think this is crazy to say. I think he's already a top 6 tight end in the league already as a rookie.
Top 6. He might be top 4.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I think he's already up there with the rest of the Iowa guys in Hawkinson, and also as well Kittle, and then Kelsey obviously is still up there. I think you could put him right behind them. Honestly.
Yeah, he was second team All Pro, so I'm with it.
Exactly. So again, I think he's a top 5 tight end as is. Then they got Brian Branch, who was a steal, who was supposed to be a first round pick.
Yep.
They got him at 45. He's had a tremendous season this year. They signed CJ Gardner-Johnson on a prove-it deal. He's been amazing this year. You see where I'm going with this? They have nailed almost every single draft pick the last 2 seasons. And they have done good jobs with negotiating contracts, making sure people are set up for success in their program. This is what good teams do, guys. What the Detroit Lions were doing. And I seen it in 2021. When they hired Dan Campbell, I said, I don't know, man. Something just feels different about this team. They were bad that first year. Dan Campbell was there. But I said, this team fights every single game. I said it every week. I said, bruh, this team fights every single game. It doesn't matter how bad they are. Then last year, they took a step forward.
Yep.
And I said, I told y'all, the Lions, they coming. And then this year, like you said, the Lions are here. And I think they're here to stay for a while. Because if you look at what they've done, all their main guys are like 25 and younger. All their main weapons are like literally 26 and younger, bro. I'm going to even go back to their 2022 draft class. Hutchinson went number 2 overall. He's probably the best pick. He should have been the number 1 pick in that draft class, probably.
Yeah.
Especially over Trayvon Walker, no disrespect. Then they turned around at 12 and took Jameson Williams. He seems to be coming along now.
Yeah, he's starting to come on. Yeah.
Then after that, they took Joshua Pascals, another guy that has made impacts on that team, in the second round. They took Kirby Joseph in the third round. He's a starter now, playing valuable minutes for this Lions team. I mean, again, the last couple drafts, they have just knocked it out the park over and over and over again. I'm telling y'all now, and I've said it before, the Lions are here to stay. They're not going anywhere, guys. This team is going to be good for a while.
They drafting like seriously. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. With intent.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, with intent. Exactly. Thank you.
And that's the difference. They've pretty much had 2. Everybody talks about the 2017 Saints draft. That is the best draft class that we've ever seen. I think these last 2 draft classes for Detroit could argue, honestly, especially the one this year. I think it could rebel that 2017 Saints draft, where they literally almost every person they drafted was an impact player. You're pretty much seeing that now with Detroit. So I think Detroit's here to stay, man. And we'll talk about the game in a few seconds. Let's go ahead and move on down to the biggest game of the weekend. The Chiefs get a win over the Buffalo Bills, 27-24 in Buffalo. First road win in playoff, in Pat Mahomes' playoff, career. Pat Mahomes was, tremendous in this game. The stats ain't gonna show it, but he was great in this game. 17 for 23, 215 yards, 2 touchdowns. Isaiah Pacheco was tremendous. 15 carries for 97 yards and a touchdown. Travis Kelce, he turned the clock back. There you go. He was playing like Travis Kelce that we've known. 5 receptions, 75 yards, 2 touchdowns. And I just want to go ahead and jump into it with my synopsis about this game. I can't believe I'm saying this. Patrick Mahomes is the 3rd best quarterback in the history of NFL football, bro.
Oh, okay.
In my opinion, he's chasing 2 ghosts. And those 2 ghosts are Joe Montana and Tom Brady. That's it. They're the only 2 ghosts he's chasing. I'm telling you now, the way this guy has had so much success in the playoffs when it matters the most, he is 8-2. And guess who his 2 losses are to? The GOAT. Besides that, this man is undefeated in the playoffs. And we're gonna talk about your boys next in that game next. I think he's reaching Tom Brady levels of like, I don't want to doubt this guy. I mean, that's just the facts. I'm not saying he's Tom Brady. I'm not saying he's surpassed him, but I'm talking about in the fact of I'm not betting against Patrick Mahomes, bro. Like it's hard for me to do. It's like straight up, it's hard for me to do because this guy is generational. And in my opinion, I think this year, which was quote unquote a down year for the Kansas City Chiefs, and they still find a way to get to the AFC Championship.
Still here, bro.
I'm telling you now, I think we are watching the second coming of Tom Brady, but actually more talented. I really do. Because if they win a Super Bowl this year with this team, he might only be chasing one GOAT. He might only be chasing one GOAT to me. I'm gonna be straight up with you. If he wins a Super Bowl with this team right here, with Rashid Rice as your starting wide receiver, which he's actually playing well. If he wins a Super Bowl with this team right here, I think he's only chasing one ghost. Straight up. I'm being dead up honest. I think he's only chasing one ghost. If he can go into the playoffs and be 10-2 in his first 6 seasons with 3 Super Bowl rings, he's chasing one GOAT to me. He's chasing one ghost, and that's going to be Tom Brady at that point. And I'm telling you now, that Kansas City defense is for real. And people need to start putting some respect on their name as well because that defense is good. That brother Sneed, I think his name Lenarius Sneed or whatever his name is, he tough.
Yeah.
Sneed is one of the better cornerbacks in the NFL that is not getting a lot of talk about. He just got his first touchdown scored on him, I think, all season the other day ago.
Yeah.
For the first time.
Sneed. Yeah.
Darius Sneed he needs to get more credit. And I hear people talking about Jair Alexander and Jalen Ramsey. I think Sneed is right behind them. Maybe like 6, 7, but he needs to be up there because Sneed is a very good cornerback that's not getting enough credit because he plays on the same team as Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
As far as your boy Josh Allen, he played a pretty good game overall. But again, we see the immaturity and the low IQ in his play. You watch that last drive. The first pass where Diggs is literally on a drag route running wide open. Josh Allen throws a YOLO ball in the end zone that almost got picked off. If the cornerback really would have turned his head a little bit quicker, that's an interception. Then he go 2 plays later on the third down, there's another situation where if he takes the under route, it's a first down. Dude's wide open. I think it was Kincaid running wide open. He tries to take another YOLO shot. Josh Allen is just a low IQ player, guys. You know how we talk about Cade Klubnik and we say he's a low IQ player? Josh Allen is the same thing, but he's just more talented. That's literally he just does dumb things. When he plays at his best, he's amazing. He's probably the second best quarterback in football when he's not doing dumb stuff. But he does too much dumb stuff too frequently. And for me, that's why it's always hard when people say, oh, Josh Allen's a top 5 quarterback. It's hard for me to get on that train because he does so many stuff that's like, bro, what are you doing? And he's been doing it since his rookie year. It's too much YOLO ball. It's too much, just free nilly, just wing it. It's too much of that and too many turnovers. He leads the NFL in turnover the last 3 seasons. You have to, that's the most important job as a quarterback is to have ball security. And for me, Josh Allen, he played well, but he still showed flashes of just dumb stuff. And that's why it's always hard for me to be like, Josh Allen's a top 3 quarterback. I can't do it because he does dumb stuff. And Stephon Diggs, brother, it's over. Just hang on.
Over, bro.
I think he's done. He's washed. It's over. If you look at his stat line from like week 10 to like now, it's garbage, Cam. It's bad.
Yeah, I know.
I think it's over for him, bro. I think he's Jover. I think he's washed, and I think he's probably transitioning into that probably high tier wide receiver 2 list.
Yeah.
At this point, because Josh Allen was putting that ball on the money on him, and he was still dropping it a couple times. But in my opinion, man, the Chiefs, it's just hard to beat against, bet against Mahomes, and I'll let you take the floor from there, bro.
Yeah. Man, I ain't even gonna say nothing about the Chiefs. Really, there's nothing much you can really say. This is what they 6-7 straight AFC championships, something like that.
Yep.
All under Patrick Mahomes. What more can we say? Well, he's the guy. You feel me? Good luck stopping that on Sunday or whenever the game is. Sunday, I think.
Yep, Sunday.
Yeah. And that need to be a night game, by the way. NFL flex that. Go ahead and flex that. That's a 3 p.m. game.
It's already set. It's 3 o'clock.
They need to flex that and change it. They need to go on and do it, bro. They need to, bro. Come on, bro. Ravens and Chiefs, Lamar versus Pat. Why is that?
That should have been a 6:30 game,
right? Why is that playing during the day? Nobody trying to, you know what I'm saying? That's the nightcap. But anyway, Bills, blow it up. Blow it up.
Yeah,
it's time. Blow it up.
And their cap situation is god awful as well, because now the Josh Allen contract kicks in. I think it's like 47 million.
40 something mil.
Yeah.
Damn.
So their window, I think, of winning is Jover.
Blow it up.
Yeah.
Von Miller made almost $20 million a year. 0 sacks. Blow it up.
Yeah, he needs to be gone.
Stephon Diggs got outperformed by, what's his name? Khalil Shakir. What's his name?
Yep, Khalil
got outperformed since like week
10. Since week 10. Yeah. Week 10. Yeah.
Got almost triple the targets, fewer yards. Blow it up. Doggone. Only really, it's starting to get to the point where he really only got 2 tight ends now. You know what I'm saying? Because Diggs ain't doing it, man. Yeah. I don't know what happened to him, bro. You know what? Actually, I take that back. I do know what happened. Joe Brady came in there. And when Joe Brady came in there, they started running the ball a little bit more. Mm-hmm. But Diggs, it still don't make no sense because he's, like you said, he dropping key passes. That pass that Josh Allen put on the money and he just straight up didn't connect on it, that was a walk-in touchdown because the defender failed.
Yeah.
The defender failed.
Yep.
Man, listen. Let me put it to you like this. I'm going to talk about Josh Allen. Let me put it to you like this. It's low IQ when he start trying to play hero ball.
Yeah.
That's the main issue. I told y'all plenty and plenty times. I've told y'all time and time again. He ain't Superman. Don't compare him to Superman no more. Because Cam Newton, Superman, when he put on that cape and when he want to play hero ball, you almost getting a win every single time.
Yeah.
When it's time. Josh Allen ain't got that hero. He ain't got it in him like that. You know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong. The talent is through the roof.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. His talent is crazy.
He can play. He a baller. He had 50 of them things this year.
Yeah.
50 throughout the whole season. You know what I'm saying? He just, listen. But when it gets to the point where he feels like he has to go and win the game, that's when the IQ and the decision making starts to drop. And in my opinion, that's the difference between him and, like you said, the guys that are ahead of him: Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson,
Joe Burrow.
Yeah. Freaking. In my humble opinion, I still got a guy like Jalen Hurts up there. I still got, because he almost had 50 touchdowns this season too, and a lot of people ain't talking about it. I still got I think Herbert's still solid. You know what I'm saying? I would think Herbert could perform in those moments, but Josh Allen, man, sometimes it's just and I hate saying this because he deserves a lot of praise for what he did during the game, because he really kept him in the game for a long time.
Yeah,
he was kind of, I ain't gonna lie, he was kind of having his way in that first half.
He was,
and really up until probably about midway through the third quarter. And then that's when the panic started to get in. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. That's when they realized that the Chiefs just wasn't going away. And
Yeah.
when he realized that Patrick Mahomes is on the other side of him, that's when he was like, "Oh, I got to go make a play. I got to
Yeah.
be the one that's on Sports Center." You know what I'm saying? I got to
Absolutely.
be the one that get the credit for. I mean, I'm this not. It's probably not his thought process, but you understand where I'm
Yeah,
going
I get
to.
what you're getting at. Yeah.
He got to be the one to get his team to win.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And unfortunately, when those situations arise, that's when you start to get. I'm not going for this check down right here. That's an easy first down, and that's going to extend this drive. I'm going back to back to the end zone. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? It's bad decisions like that 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 hold him back from being considered or being taken seriously in
Yeah.
some of these conversations like MVP. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's things like that that just hold him back. And it's unfortunate because when we talk about the talent, I'm not gonna hold you. This gonna be something really crazy, but when it goes to talent, you can't name 5 better quarterbacks in NFL
No,
history.
you can't name.
In NFL history.
Yeah,
You can't,
he's right up there.
you can't name 5 more talented quarterbacks. You know what I'm saying? He got every single tool.
Oh,
He
he can
checks
run.
every
He can
single
throw.
box.
He's athletic as crap. Like
Big. You know what I'm saying?
big. Like yeah.
Tough. Like he is the real deal. But in them moments,
Josh Allen just ain't got it.
he ain't got it for some reason.
Got it.
For some reason. And I also got to say, Tyler Bass, I don't know where you at right now, but I hope you're doing well. I really hope. I
They
hope
said
somebody.
he had to delete his Twitter.
I hope somebody got their hands on you and watching you, bro, because that's tough. Wide right. Oh boy,
Which is what that franchise is known for.
sad,
Yeah.
sad. I know he was sick. He probably ain't gonna be on the team next year, and he been a kicker for how long? He been a kicker about 3-4 years now. He been there for a minute. I
Dutch
feel
Fort.
like
He from Dutch Fort. He from Irmo, South Carolina.
what? He
Mm-hmm.
from Dutch Fork.
Yep.
Man, my team, we beat Dutch Fork in the championship. You know what? How old is he? I bet he was on that team.
He might be because I think he about your age. I think he about 25, 26.
Okay, yeah, he was probably on the team that lost to Hillcrest in the state championship now.
Yeah, he
Because we
went to
beat
Dutch
him.
Fort. I'm about to look it up, but yeah, I think
Yeah,
he's on that team.
I'm pretty sure it was Dutch Fort we beat in the championship that year. Cause yeah, look him up. I didn't know he was from South Carolina. Okay.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, he's 20. Wow, that's actually crazy. So your birthday is on. He's a year
Yep.
older than you. So
Yep.
he's a
He a
year.
year.
Yeah, he's 26, about to be 27.
Okay. Yep. I see it. Yeah, he is
Yep.
a year older than me. Dang. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And he went to Georgia Southern, so he right around the way.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Darn. Hey, I didn't know that.
Irmo
Yep.
legend.
Darn. Cool. Well, anyway,
Yeah.
shoot. But yeah, that's pretty much all I got to say about the game. Bills blow it up. Oh, let me say this too, real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all got to fire Sean McDermott. I'm. If I was a Bills fan, I would be done with him, bro. I cannot. No, they can't do that again,
He
bro.
just seems like he can't get them over the hump. Like kind of
Can't.
similar to how Tony Dungy was with the Buccaneers, and they went and hired Gruden, and Gruden kind of, finally
Yeah.
got them over the hump. It's kind of like that, low key.
I just think he don't have. Again, he kind of and actually, you know what? Because what were you thinking doing a fake punt?
Yeah, I didn't get that at all.
You know,
I didn't get
and
that at all.
Tony Romo slurping himself was trying to say that he always be trying to make excuses for them, but he basically was saying that the Chiefs had 10 people on the field.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But in my humble opinion, why call a fake punt, you know what I'm saying, like that? Why do that? And then you give the ball to somebody who's passed out and almost died on your field last year.
Yeah.
On the field last year. You know what I'm saying? That just I don't know, bro. It's decisions like that. You know what I'm saying? That just don't quite make sense to me.
I agree.
And you might say, "Oh, well, that's special teams. He's a defensive guy." Well, he need to have a better control on what happens in situations like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I just cannot. And I just can't. And then after what he said about Cam Newton I just think about how he feels about Josh Allen sometimes. Like, how does he really feel about him? Because he said that Cam, he pretty much the same. What I just said about Josh Allen, that's what he said about Cam. He said he would go play hero ball and blah blah blah. But it's like Cam had to, you know what I'm saying? So I wonder how he feel about Josh Allen. But anyway, that's another story for another day. I'm sure it'll come out eventually after he get Cam.
Yeah. So let's go ahead and jump into it. The two games this weekend. Let's give some predictions and then let's kind of move on to our next topic. So this weekend we got your Ravens against the Chiefs. How you feeling? What do you think is gonna happen here? What do you think?
I don't want to jinx it. I really I really don't want to say because it's tough, bro. It's tough. I obviously you know who I'm pulling for.
Yeah, of
But it's
course.
hard to, like you said, it's hard to bet against a guy like Patrick Mahomes. I just don't. It's tough. It really don't matter. He could be on one leg, missing a finger, blind, and he could still find a way to win a game.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? It's stuff like that that just makes it almost impossible to pick this game. The Ravens are 100% a better team. I'm
Absolutely.
gonna say that loud and clear. They are 100% a better team. I think the wide receiver core which is insane to finally be able to say. I think they wide receiver core probably edges out the Chiefs.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think as far as tight end goes, the way Likely playing, listen, man, he rocks solid.
And they
He
get
up there,
Mark Andrews back this week.
and we getting Mark Andrews back. I mean, that's tough to go up against. I think Noah Gray is a pretty good tight end for the Chiefs as well, along with Travis Kelce. So that group matches up well. Linebackers, safeties, freaking defensive line. I mean, it's just a stack on both sides, bro.
Both
the
sides.
matchup is insane. But man, the Ravens got a better team and they got the MVP.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying.
Right.
I'm just saying. You feel me?
Yeah, I
feel
can
me?
see that. For me, man, I think this is going to be a tremendous game. I like both of these teams. I like the Ravens and the Chiefs, so I don't care which one really wins. I told you earlier, I can't go against Patrick Mahomes. You're going to have to respect me on this one. I can't go I'm sorry, bro. I can't do it. I got the Chiefs winning this game, and it's going to be a good one too, bro. I think it's going to be like, I don't know, like 24-21, 27-24, something like that. But I just can't bet against Patrick Mahomes, bro. I can't do it. And to be honest, I probably actually will be rooting for Lamar to win this game because I really want him to get to a Super Bowl. I'm really tired of this. He ain't quarterbacky enough stuff because if he gets to a Super Bowl and especially wins a Super Bowl, you're not gonna be able to use that.
You can't say that. Yeah, exactly.
If Lamar Jackson wins a Super Bowl and he looks like he's gonna get his second MVP as well, if he has 2 MVPs in a Super Bowl ring, Hall of Fame. It's nothing else to talk about. It's nothing else to, and I'm gonna be honest. I'll go a step further. He's probably going to be categorized as the best scrambling quarterback of all time. He'll pass Cam Newton. He's already passed to me, Michael Vick. He'll be considered the best scrambling quarterback of all time. So I do want the Ravens to win for that reason because I know Patrick Mahomes is going to eventually get back here. Like, he's going to be back here eventually. Right. But next the Ravens, I really want the Chiefs to win.
Yeah.
I want the Ravens to win, but I think the Chiefs are going to win this game.
Yeah, I feel you.
Yeah.
So, I wanted to point out though, when he already in the hall, bro. Where you got 2 MVPs, you going
2 MVPs, two MVPs will probably do it, honestly.
Yeah, because there's only
I don't want to see with Lamar. You know how they do with quarterbacks that look like us.
That's how they do, though, bro. Exactly.
So if he gets a Super Bowl ring, there will be no discussion.
They can't leave him out. Exactly.
Yeah, there's no discussion. If Lamar Jackson gets a ring and he has 2 MVPs, there is no discussion.
Nothing.
He is in the hall. No question asked. It shouldn't even be questioned. And he honestly shouldn't even be questioned about who's the best scramble quarterback of all time. It should be by far Lamar, if that happens.
I'm saying it now. I already been telling people. I'm like, y'all, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. This man got 2 MVPs. I don't know any other dual threat quarterback.
You ain't gonna see it probably.
You ain't gonna find one. You ain't gonna find one, bro. That's why I be telling people. I'm like,
he's already the best dual threat quarterback of all time.
Yeah,
but just for the accolades and to add more to his resume, I think if he gets that, then it's not even a question.
Then it's a wrap. You
If
feel
he
me?
gets
It's
a
a
Super
wrap.
Bowl ring,
You
he
can't and
solidified.
see that. And that's the thing. Like we already know, me and you already know the people that be saying quarterbacky and he
Yeah,
can't
right,
throw all of that stuff.
right,
We already know they racist. I'm just
right,
saying,
right,
like,
right. You know
ain't
what's
no
going on
question.
with that.
We already know, but you can't. But they can argue. You know what I'm saying? They still have that one piece of argument, even though it's so minuscule and so stupid. They
Exactly,
can still say, "Well, he don't have a Super Bowl ring." Well, if
exactly.
he get a Super Bowl ring, what
It's
you
over.
gonna say?
You
You
can't
can't.
you can't say nothing.
If you
You'll be
still arguing
solidified.
that, if he get a Super Bowl ring, you still arguing that 100%. I ain't even gonna argue with you. I'm just gonna
Yeah,
call you racist.
yeah,
You
yeah.
could be blight. You could be blight.
Right.
I'm still
I
call
agree. I 100% agree.
man.
So that's how I feel about that game. And I think I want the Ravens to win. I really do, but I can't go against Patrick Mahomes.
Right.
Let's go ahead and jump into the Lions and 49ers game, and then we're gonna move on. Lions and 49ers, they playing in the Bay. That's the night game. What you thinking?
Like I said earlier, I got the Lions, bro.
The Lions going to Super Bowl.
Yeah, I want them to win at least the NFC Championship bad, bro. I really do. I'm pulling for them. This is no offense to the 49ers because I ain't gonna lie, I kind of want to see them get over the hump too, because they've been fighting for years, and it seemed like injuries and all this other stuff be happening.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like they're a team. I mean, they've been fighting. They pretty much been in the mix the whole time. Patrick Mahomes been in the mix. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, they was there the first time. I know they was there last year. They was there like 2 years ago, or not 2 years ago, but the year before last or something like that. Anyway, but with that being said, I want the Lions to win. I'm picking the Lions to win. I think it's gonna be a close one. 20, 24-21. I'm gonna go with that score. I just think the Lions. I think Jared Goff is in a different realm right now. Also, fun fact. I don't know if you've thought about this, but he's been the oldest quarterback in the playoffs for the last 2 weeks, which is crazy to think because I still remember when he got picked number one. And so
because Goff is about my age. He's like 28 or so, right?
Goff 28. Yep, he's 28.
He's about my age. Yeah,
so he's 28. Pat is 27. Lamar's just turned 27 like 2 weeks ago. And then Brock Purdy is 25, I think. I think he's my age. I think he might be younger than that. No. He's 24.
Okay.
Because I seen him on the list of best quarterbacks under 25, which that's what I want to talk to you about next. Okay. But yeah, I just think the Lions just gotta they just on a roll, bro. They just on a roll, and I think they're gonna take advantage. I think they're gonna take advantage.
For me, man, I'm kind of with you, man. I want the Lions to win this game. It's just hard. Again, the Niners are just such a complete team.
Yeah.
They're so loaded. The Lions have already, to me, overachieved. Even though I do think they're a good team, I just have the 49ers winning this game. I would love for it to be a Ravens-Lions Super Bowl in Vegas. That would be tremendous. I would love that because I love both. You know how I feel about the Lions. You know how I feel about them. That's pretty much like my second favorite NFL team right now because I've been preaching about them for the last 3 years. So I really want the Lions to get there as well. I just think the Niners are more equipped. I think they're better right now. I think they're going to be, I think they're going to be ready to get to that next level as well. I think we're going to see a rematch of probably the Chiefs and the Niners again this year. So that's kind of what I think, and we'll see what happens, man. It's going to be interesting, to say the least. It's going to be interesting.
Real quick, give me. So I seen a list. Of there, it was a top 8 quarterbacks under 25.
Okay.
I know we ain't got to do it like that because it's hard to think about quarterbacks under 25 off the top of our head. But give me your guys, your young quarterbacks.
Okay.
Under certain age. We'll just say I'm gonna say 25 because 26 is when you get into the Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson. All those guys are 26 and up. So 25 and under. Who do you like?
Okay, so let me ask you a question. How old is Joe Burrow?
Joe Burrow's he's older than Lamar Jackson.
So he's okay. So he would be past 25.
Yeah.
How old is Herbert?
So Herbert's under 25.
So he would be on that list for sure.
Yeah.
Josh Allen, how old is he? He's 26. You said, right?
Yeah, he older than he the same age as Lamar and them.
Okay, so I think Herbert would probably be my number one.
Okay.
How old is Jalen Hurts?
So he also under 25.
Okay, so 1A, 1B.
Let me read you the list.
Okay, yeah, read me the list.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull up the list real quick. Cause when I first seen it, I was like, dang, cause I kind of agreed with it. I'll be frank with you. All right, it was from Bleacher Report.
Okay,
best quarterbacks under 25. So at number 8, they had Justin Fields.
Okay.
At number 7, they had Tua Tagovailoa.
Okay.
6, Trevor Lawrence.
Okay.
5, now this is where it gets crazy. 5, Justin Herbert.
Okay.
4, now let me know what you think about this. 4, Jordan Love.
I can't put Jordan Love over Justin Herbert yet. Not yet. Not yet. No, but keep going though.
Now 3, you probably gonna disagree. So 3 was Brock Purdy.
No.
Yeah.
No.
2, I like this one, CJ Stroud.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And then 1 was Jalen Hurts.
Okay, so for me, so this would be my top 8 or I'll just do my top 5. So this would be my top 5 quarterbacks that are under the age of 25. So for number 1 would probably be Jalen Hurts. Okay. I still believe in him. I think he was just hurt this year, and he was on a collapsing team that was collapsing everywhere else around him.
Yep.
Secondly, I think that I would put Justin Herbert. I know Jordan Love has had playoff success. I'll give him that. But to me, I still think Justin Herbert, the talent is just off the charts, in my opinion. Love over Herbert is more like recency bias to me. Yeah. Third, I think it's CJ Stroud. I think CJ Stroud can make an argument, honestly, over Herbert, to be completely frank with you. Yeah. And I don't think that's recency bias because he's been good all year. Yeah. So I'll put him at 3. At 4, I probably would put Jordan Love at number 4. Yeah. I actually really believe in Jordan Love now. I'm a believer. And at 5, I probably would put have to put Brock Purdy because he at least has proven it in the playoffs a little bit more. Yeah. Because when you look at Trevor Lawrence, I'm a Clemson person. Y'all know me. He sucked this year. He was not good. Yeah. Just to be flat out honest, he was not good. He was very inconsistent, and that's just what it was. Justin Fields, I just need to see him a little more consistent as a passer and just be able to see him on the field more because he missed the grip of the season this year because of injury. And then with Tua, it's a situation where he's just a game manager throwing to track runners. I mean, that's just what it is. He's a game manager that's running to people that are wide open because they run 4.25s. I mean, that's what it is. So that would be my list in the way I would go about it. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much what it is for me.
Yeah, I would probably do my list. Probably gonna be similar. Hurts number 1 for me. Same reason, like you said.
Yeah,
I'm a firm believer in him. I think last year, if he didn't miss them last 2 games last year, he'd be your NFL MVP. Exactly. Yeah, and he had one of the greatest Super Bowl performances I've ever seen.
Yeah, he was amazing in that Super Bowl game last year.
And then, like you said, this year they was just collapsing. They fired the offensive coordinator, I think, earlier today, if I'm not mistaken. Mm-hmm. So, 2, I would probably go. Dang, I probably would go Herbert. I'm not gonna jump off the Herbert train yet. Staley was just dumb.
Yeah, he was just
that way. He was just trash. I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt until further notice, pretty much. Yeah. So Justin Herbert 2, Stroud at number 3. I think he's already proven it. I think he's a top flight quarterback in the NFL. I think he in the top 10. He definitely in the top 10. Yeah, he definitely in the top 10. So yeah, he's there for sure. Jordan Love is next, 100%. I think, like you said, same thing. Jordan Love, he just proved so much this year. He's gonna get a massive contract. He's gonna get a massive contract. He don't need to. And he should not accept nothing less than what Daniel Jones got in the offseason. Yeah, nothing less.
Yep, absolutely.
So I got Love at 4, and then at 5, man, I don't know, bro. I'm gonna go ahead and say Purdy. I'm gonna have the same list as you. Um, it's just I the numbers say that he's a good quarterback. You see what I'm saying? The numbers do say it. The eye test don't quite say it, but the eye test sometimes also says that the guys that we have behind him, Tua, Lawrence, and Fields, they also be struggling at times. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So but then again, they also ain't on as talented teams.
Right.
But yeah, so I would probably just keep Purdy at 5 for now until further notice. But obviously, I'm looking at guys like Fields, Lawrence to make a leap next year. Tua, I think he's gotten as good as he's going to get, but he's still a pretty good quarterback.
Yeah. No, I agree. I mean, like I
Yep.
said, I pretty much agree with what you said there. And I think we kind of align on that. Let's
Mhm.
go ahead and move over a little bit to the Carolina Panthers. Just a little bit quickly. The Carolina
Okay.
Panthers hired former player for the Carolina Panthers, Dan Morgan, as their GM. He was, I believe, assistant GM under Scott Fitterer these past couple of years. And pretty much now he is the GM of the Carolina Panthers. The Carolina Panthers have scheduled multiple second interviews with guys. As of right now, it kind of seems like my guy down there in Tampa is the leading guy. What's his name?
Dave Canales.
Dave Canales. He seems to be kind of like the leader, especially after the dude from Cincinnati got snatched up yesterday to Tennessee. So he seems to be the leader right now. I think they got second interviews with him, Raheem Morris. I believe they're working on Slowick and
Yeah.
and someone else too. It's
Is
not.
Ben Johnson still in the mix or no?
I don't think so. I don't.
Okay.
I think Ben Johnson. I think the
Oh,
choice right is
go
between
ahead.
Washington and Atlanta for me.
Yeah.
I,
Evero got a second interview as well, I
oh,
believe.
Evero. That's who it
Yeah.
was. Evero.
Yeah.
And so let me ask you two questions. Actually, I'll give my synopsis first.
Mhm.
Carolina Panthers hiring Dan Morgan. I love Dan Morgan, the person. He's one of the nicest guys you can meet. I've actually met him before years ago, and he was really nice. And he's a really good guy. Obviously, a Carolina Panther player. I think this is a terrible hire. And I mean that. I'm not even trying to be disrespectful, bro. And I really do. I hate saying this because Dan Morgan really is cool. I think this is a absolute terrible hire. He's Scott Fitterer Jr. He literally was hand and foot with Scott Fitterer at Seattle and in Carolina. He was hand and foot with Scott Fitterer. Why would you hire somebody that low key probably should have been fired? He got promoted. And again, I hate saying this because Dan Morgan is a really sweet guy. Like if you meet him, he's the nicest guy ever. I really hate saying this, but it's just the truth. I'm not gonna get on here and lie just because I like you. He probably should not have this job. And that's just the facts. Again, I hope he proves me wrong. I think the Panthers are screwed as far as future. I think the future is not bright. I think that any optimistic points that you would have had if David Shepard has showed you he has not changed. He wants another yes man. That's what he wants. And that's what he got out of Dan Morgan. He has another yes man that he can just say, hey, you do this, you pick this player because I want you to do this. He's a Tepper guy. And with that being said, I think this is a horrible hire. And I really hate to say that because, again, I like Dan Morgan. He's a nice guy. But I think I don't think this is going to work out. I think we're going to look for a GM again in another 2 years or so. As far as the coaching search, I told Panther fans all year, Ben Johnson's not coming here, brother. Let it go. Slowick, I don't think he's coming here. Let it go. Nobody wants to work for a crazy tempered owner that thinks he runs the world. Nobody wants to work for that. It don't matter. Nobody wants to work for that, bro. You got to pay him $30 million to come around. $20 million a year to come around. Nobody wants to be told, hey, we're going to have a meet every 2 days, and I'm going to micromanage the hell out of you every other day. Nobody wants to an unsuccessful owner. I've been telling y'all this for months now on this podcast. David Tepper is the new Daniel Snyder. He is the worst owner in all of sports. Once Panther fans realize that in their heads, they will understand this is going to be a long process. We are about to be what the Lions had. I could definitely see us going 32 years without winning. I could see it at this point with him as the owner. And that's just how I feel about it. I think Canales is your more realistic option because I don't think Slowick is coming. I don't think Ben Johnson is coming. They didn't even reach out to Jim Harbaugh, which seems like he's about to be an LA Charger pretty soon here.
Yep.
I just think it's Jover. And I think Canales probably is going to give you the most ability to upgrade and get Bryce better because you look what he's done at the quarterback position the last couple of years. He kind of fixed Geno, right? He was his quarterback coach, did good with him, and then he went to Baker down there in Tampa and did really good with him.
Yeah.
But as far as me having any faith in the Panthers being good, it's pretty low, bro. I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty low. But I'll let you go ahead. How do you feel about the Dan Morgan hire? And then also as well, how do you feel about the whole coaching search just in general?
Yeah. So that post that I posted earlier with Cat Crave, it wasn't I posted that, or I had it ready to go before Dan Morgan got hired.
Yeah.
But it's clear that David Tepper didn't take my advice because basically the three pieces that I put in there, I said that, and it was initially for both the search for a general manager and a head coach. Mm-hmm. But I had to edit it a little bit just to be for the head coach. But basically, I said that he needs to hire somebody with a plan and somebody with somebody that's not like him, somebody who is unlike him. And he didn't. And I'm not saying that Dan Morgan is,
He did the exact opposite.
Right. Yeah. I'm not saying that Dan Morgan is like David Tepper, but what I'm saying is David Tepper clearly is hiring the same batch of men over and over and over again. Kept Hurney when he should have let him go at the same time that he fired Rivera.
Yep.
Brought in Scott Fitterer. Brought back in Dan Morgan. Fired Scott Fitterer, but kept the guy that was right under him. That don't make sense to me. You feel me? Now, they did say they was going to go get, I think it was the Chiefs guy that runs the cap, which is cool or something like that. But at the end of the day, man, this is about drafting. Yeah. And that's something that the Carolina Panthers haven't done well in years. Man. And so the tough thing about I don't like the hire, truth be told. I don't know Dan Morgan like a lot of other Panthers fans do. I don't have any knowledge of him or anything like that. But I just don't like, man, drop my mic. I just don't like the hire off the principle alone. It's just a bad hire. It doesn't make sense.
Very overwhelming.
And he hasn't been, I mean, if I'm not mistaken, what experience does he have?
So my dad actually asked this question earlier because we was talking about it on the phone, and he was saying pretty much the same thing I just said. He hates the hire as well.
Yeah.
Dan Morgan does have experience in scouting, which he did that up in Seattle for like 14 years. Okay. But again, towards the end of his tenure in Seattle, who was he left-hand man with? Scott Fitterer. Him and Scott Fitterer are like best friends. So I'm pretty sure if they're best friends, they probably gonna have a lot of the same ideologies.
Exactly.
So, which is why I didn't want them to pick Dan Morgan. Honestly, just to be flat out honest with you. I think we're looking at another situation of Scott Fitterer 2.0. I could be wrong. I hope I am wrong, guys.
Yeah.
I'm not one of these people that get on here like, oh, I told y'all I was right. Like, yeah, I want to be wrong about this, but I think that's where it's heading. I just don't. A lot of the same ideologies that Scott Fitterer has, I'm pretty sure Dan Morgan has, because for one, they came up in the business together.
Yeah.
So again, and honestly, too, to just tie back into the head coaching, and then we'll move to some NBA talk real quickly. They and somebody in the comments just said it. Let me put this here. They worked in Seattle from 2010 to 2017, then Buffalo from 2018 to 2020. So they were with each other the whole time, is what I'm trying to tell you. And what Brad is explaining here. Thank you, Brad. I appreciate that. Dan Morgan has been with Scott Fitterer for the last 14 years, as Brad just explained to you. You don't think they have similar ideologies about stuff? Let's be real, bro. You know they do.
That's ridiculous.
Well, again, I just don't feel like this. And then what's up with this hiring firm that they were supposed to be doing Sportsology or what? When y'all supposed to actually go out? I think that's a hoax. I think that's a
Gotta
push
be, bro.
to make David
It's
Tepper
probably
sound like he's not really
yeah. It's
micromanaging.
it's I bet you I'd be willing to put a little dollar on it. That it's probably something that David Tepper got a little what's it called?
Investment
A
in or
little stock
something.
in.
Yep.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And he really calling the shot still,
Yep.
bro.
And then let me ask you another thing, and I found this weird. Ian Rappaport, I found him kind of strange anyway.
Cap sheet. Yeah.
Have you noticed how, like, I don't want to be derogatory. Do you notice how, like, he kind of always takes up for David Tepper? Have you ever noticed that?
So
Like,
he
he's very like, oh, David Tepper really wants to win. He's really trying hard. And it's
yeah.
almost like David Tepper has a gun to the back of his head saying, you better get up on here and tell them
Yeah.
I'm not micromanaging. And it just feels really weird,
It's
the
odd.
relationship
I
Ian Rappaport Port
in the
and
Panthers.
David Tepper have.
Yeah.
Because he's always, when everybody's like bashing Tepper,
Yeah.
he is the only one that comes out and says, oh, well, yeah, he's, he's trying. He's working hard. Adam Schefter, I think, that said something about Tepper. Everybody pretty much
Yeah.
just said something kind of derogatory about Tepper. And Ian
Except
Rappaport
Ian.
is one of the few that he's always like got Tepper's back. It's really weird, bro.
I had my beef with him way back when Matt Rule first got hired because he kept reporting about Cam Newton. Actually, this was before Matt Rule got hired, but he kept reporting him on Cam Newton saying, well, the Panthers are looking to cut him and this, that, and the third. I mean, he would say that every other week. And it got tiring. And it never happened until, obviously Matt Rule stepped in the building. But I was just like, bro, like, what is your deal? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
Ian
why are you
Rappaport, I don't really rock with dude like that.
I feel like he's one of those. I don't know if he got some kind of connection like deep inside the Panthers. Which is probably what it is.
That's probably what it is. Yeah.
He got to have a connection deep inside the Panthers because he gets some stuff. I mean, he get a lot of stuff wrong about the Panthers, but he also it's very, like you said, corporate. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to Panthers, it is weird. Like it shouldn't be like that. You know what I'm saying? But,
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really strange.
And real quick, I like Canales as head coach. I don't mind it.
I don't mind it either. I think that's your probably most realistic
That's
option.
your best. Yeah, that's your best hire at this point. He wasn't high on my list. I wonder if we're gonna be able to retain Evero because this will be the second time that he gets passed up. So I don't know if he a strong man to get passed up for a head coach job and come into the building still as a defensive coordinator. That's and if it happens again, as if we end up firing Canales, don't just give Evero the job at that point. You know what I'm saying? As far I know you said you didn't really care for Raheem Morris. I know some people say he's just a Rooney Rule, a Rooney Rule. What's the word?
Hire interviewer. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't mind Raheem Morris either. I know Jim Caldwell's been very vocal about him and said he was a good dude. So I'd like to see what he can do. But
I would even be cool with them just hiring Evero personally.
Yeah, that's fine with me too. And then who was the other person you said that we interviewed? It was them. It was them three and somebody else.
Who was it? Evero. I can't
Evero, Canales,
Raheem Morris.
It could
What
just
else
be
did we
them.
interview?
Yeah, I thought it was another dude.
Slowick.
Did he interview? He got two.
Well, we ain't getting Ben Johnson. I don't know if he's gotten to a second interview yet.
Yeah, I just want to know who got the second interviews. I know Canales got one, and I know Evero got one.
Frank Smith. Was it Frank Smith? The Dolphins OC?
Man, I ain't fooling with that. I'm cool.
Yeah,
on that.
I don't like that either.
He looked like a mix between Rule and Wright. I'm good on that. I'm just talking about appearance.
Yeah,
I'm good on that. Anyway, but let's move on. We heading to the little NBA talk now.
Yeah, let's head to the NBA talk. I'll let you take over from here.
Okay, bet. So first and foremost, Bucks fired their head coach today, Adrian Griffin, which is insane to me. Yeah. One thing I want to get your thoughts on it, but I want to say that the NBA is absolutely ridiculous when it comes to head coaches. They fire coaches like it ain't nothing. I mean, when you look at the NFL versus the NBA, the turnover in the NBA coaching is absolutely insane. when it comes to the NFL, you got guys that keep their job far too long. Arthur Smith, Josh McDaniels, Matt Rule. You know what I'm saying? These guys didn't do nothing.
Yeah.
But then you got guys in the NBA. Dwayne Casey, coach of the year. 3 weeks later, fired. Freaking Nick Nurse brought the Raptors their first championship, I think, ever, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Year later, fired. Mike Budenholzer brought the Bucks their first championship since Kareem went by Lou Alcindor. A year later, fired. You know what I'm saying? Doc Rivers. He starting to get a job. They saying the Bucks want him. I mean, it's so weird that the NBA, what the NBA does on the head coaching cycle and how they go through coaches. So give me your thoughts on the Bucks firing Adrian Griffin, and who do you think they should go after for their next head coach?
The Bucks firing Adrian Griffin makes zero sense to me. Like I'm still appalled. When you told me that earlier, I was like, huh? I had to
Yeah.
look it up, make sure you wasn't just tripping. I'm like, hold on, what? And I looked it up, and you was spot on. He had got fired, and with them being the number 2 seed in the NBA in the East right now, it just didn't make a lot of sense to me on why he was fired. Now, allegedly, again, this is alleged because we don't know, but allegedly the team, and this is what Chris Haynes is reporting. He said Adrian Griffin told Buck stars that sacrifices were required during the air and out session after losing to the Pacers in the in-season championship game. They said once that happened, Griffin lost the locker room over time, and the Bucks front office believed there was a change, aka he made the Greek Freak mad, and the Greek Freak told him pack your bags. That's pretty much what happened. See, the thing about the NBA that's so weird, the players run everything.
Yeah.
Like the stars, if you got a star, he runs the team. No disrespect. I love Trae Young. Trae Young has ran 3 coaches up out of here. 2 in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Nate McMillan, as soon as he started beefing with him, gone. Lloyd Pierce, as soon as he started beefing with him, gone. You know what I'm saying? So you got to think about these NBA All-Stars really run the show.
Yeah.
Like the coaches really, you pretty much just a figurehead, bro, to be straight up. So yeah, I mean, there's only a few coaches that I think would outweigh the star. Guys like Tyronn Lue, guys like Spoelstra down there at the Heat, guys like that. Pop, obviously. But in the NBA, it's just a different type of thing where
that's probably the only 3.
That's probably the only 3. That's what I'm saying. Anybody else can get got. And like I said, in the NBA, it's just different, bro. Like I said, it's just really those main guys that are superstars. They can pretty much get you up out of here at any cost. But with the Adrian Griffin thing, it's just kind of crazy because he was having a really good season with them. And it just, the way NBA does things with firing coaches like that, I think it's insane, honestly, to be real.
Somebody said that he asked the Nasus what his role was on the team.
The Greek Freak brother, right?
Yeah. And Giannis got him up out of there.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It's just weird to me. And then to go out there like Doc Rivers, bro. Don't get me wrong. I don't mean no disrespect because I'm all for black coaches. The NBA finally, what was it, 14 or was it 16? I think it's 16.
16,
I think it's 16 teams started the season with a black coach. So that's over half. I'm all for that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But Doc Rivers just ain't it, in my opinion.
He's not it.
You know what I'm saying? He couldn't do it with the Clippers, a squad. Couldn't do it with the 76ers, a squad. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, bro. But anyway, moving on. Big man last night, brother.
Went crazy.
Let me tell you what Joel Embiid had. Joel Embiid went to Zaxby's and ordered him a 70-piece all nuclear. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Carl Anthony Towns went to Zaxby's, ordered a 62-piece all nuclear. Yeah. Double the ranch, double the celery. I think he had like 15 threes or something like that.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Bro, give me your thoughts. Is this okay? Answer this. Is this the best era of basketball? Also, is it the best era of big man basketball?
So, is this the best era of basketball? If we're talking about offensively, absolutely. It's not.
Yeah. I
Western.
mean, I mean offensively for both questions. Yeah,
Oh yeah.
yeah,
Offensively, yeah, both.
yeah,
Because now, and yes, I think it is for both. Because now most of these bigs can shoot threes.
yeah,
Like they rangy and they can shoot from three. See, back when we was coming up, it was back to the basket. You know what I mean? Backing guys down. But
yeah,
now these guys can shoot three. I mean, it's not too many centers in the league that can't shoot threes or stretch out
exactly.
and shoot from mid range right now. Back when we was growing up, you had the guys like Shaq that was just getting busy in the paint. Amari
Dwight.
Stoudemire that was just getting busy in the paint.
Yep.
Dwight Howard getting busy in the paint. But now these guys like Cat, Joel, and B, you see what I'm saying? They
Yeah.
can shoot. Those guys have range. Your boy Jokic, he can
Yeah.
shoot. These centers now, and the way the game is set up now, is such a perimeter 3-and-D type of thing now. To where
Yep.
now these centers pretty much know how. That's how DeMarcus Cousins got phased out the league, guys.
Yeah.
He can't shoot. These guys now, if you're a center now, you have to be able to shoot that rock. If you want to be a starter and have valuable minutes on the court, you have to be able to shoot now. So I think as far as offensively, this is the best era for big men. I think it's a lot easier because of the rules. I think it's a lot easier to score now any position, but basically a center as well. Because if you get touched, guess what, brother? You're going to the
You
line.
on the line.
And that's just how it is now.
Yeah.
It used to be like that 15, 20 years ago.
Yeah.
But now it is. So, yeah, I think a lot of big men are going to benefit from these new rule changes and also as well just the way the game is played now, especially if they know how to shoot the ball.
Exactly. No, I 100% agree, man. We're in an era now where averaging 27, 28 a game
It's normal.
back in the day, that was like if this was like, let's say this was about 15 years ago.
Yeah.
That's probably the equivalent of a 20 piece or a 21 piece at this point. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like, I mean, I look at a guy like obviously LeBron been doing it steady for his whole career, so I'm gonna move him to the side.
Yeah, he's
but
out.
I just think about guys like a Ja Morant, right?
Yeah.
I mean, this dude is an electric scorer. He's at 28 a game.
Mhm.
But we seen a guy like a Derrick Rose, they play very similar games of basketball, and he was only getting 24, 25. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Let's look at in the last 2 years, we've seen 3 70-point games.
Yep.
We saw Embiid this year, and last year, Spider and Dame both scored 71 in a game, which is ridiculous because I didn't think we was gonna ever see that again after Book did it. You know what I'm saying? And it took Book did that in what 15, 14, I think. How long ago was that? 15? I think he did it in 15. And so I just feel like the way that the league is going, the pace is faster. The scoring is all the way up. It's through the roof. I mean, you got guys like you said, Jokic, who's basically a walking triple double. You got Joel Embiid, who's pretty much solidified himself as one of the greatest scorers in NBA history at this point. You know what I'm saying? You got a guy like Karl Anthony Towns, who a lot of people used to call him soft, you know what I'm saying, back in the day. But now you can call him soft if you want to, but he just got 62 on your head. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's stuff like that. This league has changed. Big man, Sabonis, I got to give him a lot of credit. I really hope he makes the All-Star game this year. Sabonis is out of his mind right now.
Yeah,
you know, Bam Adebayo, that's another one of my favorite players. Bam Adebayo is ridiculous. Like, these big men, they say it's a guards league, but man, these big men showing up, man. Wemby, you know what I'm saying? Wemby coming back. Chet Holmgren coming back. You know what I'm saying? It's really starting to become a big man's league again.
Yeah.
Also, I wanted to give you one more stat. This is a shock to me. Apparently, in the last 365 days, do you know the player who's played the most games in the NBA?
No, who's that?
You ain't never gonna guess. I promise you.
Don't say like Paul George or Kawhi Leonard.
No, but it's almost on that level, the way we talk about dude.
Jimmy Butler?
Nope.
Okay, who is it?
Anthony Davis.
Oh, wow. Really?
In the last 365 games, nobody has played more NBA games than Anthony Davis.
Wow.
That's crazy to think of, right?
That is crazy.
Yeah, and that's a legitimate stat. I seen it on one of them pages earlier today. And I was like, I had to think about it because I was like, man, AD always in street clothes, but at the same time, you got to factor in the playoffs as well. and you got to factor in that AD he might miss a game, but he gonna suit up for the next 10 or so. You know what I'm saying? We just
Yeah.
give him a lot of flack because he used to miss a lot of games. But he's
And
been
that
a
Lakers
very
fan base, you know how they get
yeah,
down.
exactly.
You
Yeah,
miss one game, you the
it's
worst
always
person
done up to a
on the
thousand.
planet
So
Earth. Yeah.
exactly. But last thing I think for the NBA though, I wanted to bring this up too. Um, so the Team USA for this year,
Yeah.
the little select list, I think it was dang, where is that at? I know I sent it to you earlier, didn't I? Oh, there you go.
Yeah, you did.
My fault. I
You
sent you
good.
the wrong list, but there you go. All right, so 40 there's 41 finalists. And we can select 12, a 12 player roster. I'm gonna read the list for all the viewers real quick, and then I just want you to give me your 12.
Okay.
All right. Um, so it's the same list that I sent you earlier. So the list goes for y'all. So this is basically for the 2024 U.S. men's national team at the Olympics. So the eligible players are Bam Adebayo, Jared Allen, Paolo Banchero, Desmond Bain, Scotty Barnes, Devin Booker, Mikal Bridges, Jalen Brown, Jalen Brunson, Jimmy Butler, Alex Caruso, Stephen Curry, Anthony Davis, Kevin Durant, Anthony Edwards, Joel Embiid, De'Aaron Fox, Paul George, Aaron Gordon, Tyrese Halliburton, James Harden, Josh Hart, Tyler Hero, Drew Holiday, Chet Holmgren, Brandon Ingram, Kyrie Irving, Jaren Jackson Jr., LeBron James, Cam Username, Walker Kessler, Kawhi Leonard, Damian Lillard, Donovan Mitchell, Chris Paul, Bobby Portis, Austin Reeves, Duncan Robinson, Jason Tatum, Derek
Bro,
White, and
hold
Trey
on,
Young.
hold on, hold on. We ain't about to sit up here and act like you just say Cam user Bro, what is wrong with you, dog?
I'm just saying, bro. Listen. I'm just saying, bro. If you look, if you
Oh,
if
man.
you barely a primary contributor on your NBA team, why is you representing the United States, bro?
Yeah, I agree.
That don't make sense, and that's no offense to him. That because
Yeah,
he can hoop, he can hoop, but there are better players in the NBA. I mean,
yeah.
dog, darn near every player on that list was better than him.
Yeah, I was about to say, yeah,
You
he's
know what I'm
probably
saying? He
worse.
probably no, and again, no offense, but he definitely a bottom 6 player on this list.
Yeah.
So I
Again,
mean,
I'll make my point real quick. Um, I think, like you said, I miss when the Olympic games used to be the best players are playing. So, like
yeah,
for example, we should see like LeBron, excuse me, LeBron, guys like that, AD. We should see the best players play, in my opinion. Now, it also depends too because a lot of the star players in the league right now are not from the USA.
yeah,
Now, with that being said, I think I heard something about Joel Embiid was
yeah,
going to play for the USA. So
yep,
if you could get some of those type of guys like Greek Freak, let's say he say, "Hey, I ain't gonna play with wherever over there in Greece. I'm gonna play with, the USA, whatever the case may be." I think you need those type of guys. The best players in the league should be in that game to represent the United States, in my opinion. And that's
yeah,
how it always been to me. So for me to give you who I would have on there, if Embiid is gonna play with America, I would have him. Same with Greek Freak. If he decides, hey, I'm gonna play with America, I've been over here for this long, I might as well just rock with them, then I'm cool with that as well. I'm cool with LeBron playing for America, Kevin Durant, America. Them the type of players I'm looking at. The
yeah,
best of the best, in my opinion.
yeah. No, I got you on that, and that's how I feel too. So Giannis he won't play for Team USA.
Yeah.
Um, but Embiid he is on this list. Embiid will play for Team USA, and we already kind of got a list of who's gonna make it anyway.
Yeah.
But my 12, I actually gave 15. But I know they can only do 12, so I'm gonna have to leave a couple names off. But obviously, I feel like your starting five going over there. Steph Curry obviously got to be the one.
Oh yeah, Curry. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Curry got to be the one. Book is my 2.
Okay. Yeah.
I got Bron at the 3, which
Yeah.
is pretty much gonna be the one. Kevin Durant would be my 4,
Yeah.
and then Joel Embiid is gonna be your 5 going over there.
Yeah.
It really don't matter what you put behind that lineup.
They
They're
gonna go
taking home the gold. They
Yeah.
got to.
Yeah.
But behind that, Bam Adebayo, I gotta have him on my
Yeah.
team. gotta have him. Anthony Davis, gotta have him.
Yeah.
Jimmy Butler is another name I gotta have personally. Um, I got Drew Holiday on that list.
Yeah.
That's 9. Um, and I'm gonna take Ant-Man Edwards. I think you got to
Okay.
have Anthony Edwards on that team.
You're having a good season this year.
He's having a good season. I just feel like he represents. It's gonna sound weird, real weird, but I feel like he represents that next era of the NBA.
Yep, absolutely.
And as far as United States players goes, he's probably because Ja wasn't on this list because I would have had Ja instead probably for me. But since he wasn't on this list, Ant, well Ja's hurt, but Ant represents it the best for me. So I got 3 players left. Now the 5/6 that I had left, these are the names. So Damian Lillard, don't know how you leave Dame out.
Yeah.
Donovan Mitchell, I don't know if you can leave him out. I got Aaron Gordon, of course, because I think you need another big, and I just feel like he just plays that game so well. It'd be hard to keep somebody like that out.
I agree.
James Harden would also be on the list just because of who he is, and Paul George the same way. And then somebody said Jason Tatum. I forgot Jason Tatum, but he probably gonna end up being a starter over there. So Jason Tatum probably on that list. And I don't think Kawhi would suit up. So how do you feel about that? Is there anybody I'm missing? Is there anybody you would take off? Out of my 15 that I just named you, is there 3 that you would knock off to make that final 12 team?
So for me, and I'll just kind of give you, I guess, my 12 that I would do. So your 5, I 100% agree with all of that. So I'm 100% with that. Your next 5, I would replace Drew with Dame personally.
Okay.
And have Drew in that next set of people.
5. Okay.
Yeah, I would probably change that. I'm cool with Ant. I'm cool with Bam. I'm cool with Butler. And also as well, I probably would have Harden move up because the way he's playing right now is pretty good as well.
Right.
And shoot, Paul George to the Clippers, and maybe we'll do this. We might talk a little more. We're probably gonna be a heavy basketball week that week in between the Super Bowl, that bye week where ain't nothing going on.
Yeah.
So we might talk about what the Clippers are doing because they are playing really good basketball right now. So yeah, I would probably have that moved up, but everything else I pretty much agree with for the most part.
Okay, yeah. So you still got Anthony Davis there, Donovan Mitchell.
So only people if I had to remove 3 people, so I didn't hear you. What you say?
No, I didn't say nothing. Go ahead.
Go ahead. Oh, okay. I was saying, so what I would do, like I said, if I had to remove 3 people from here, it would probably be Paul George, Aaron Gordon, and I guess Harden, if I had to. Okay. Or maybe Spider. I might remove Mitchell, maybe.
Yeah.
But that would be my list.
It's tough because I feel like
it's tough. Yeah, it really is.
Yeah. Because I feel like all these players are starting to come out and say, man, Team USA ain't getting it done. I got to get it done. You know what I'm saying? And I'm also want to think about the players that ain't going to be available for the next Olympics. We know Brian ain't going to be available.
Right.
Well, he could be available, but he probably won't be. We know KD probably not going to be available.
Yeah.
Steph probably not going to be available. You know what I'm saying? Who knows about Anthony Davis and Damian Lillard? They might not be available. James Harden might not be available. Paul George. You know, these are the aging players that are still getting it done, though. I just want to see them go get one more gold medal, to be real with you.
Yeah.
But that was pretty much it, though. I mean, everybody else, you know, I think that's a good team. Obviously, that's really the best players. You got a lot of mix of shooting. Defensively, you know, it's a really good defensive team, but who cares when you got all that scoring on your team? You know what I'm saying? Especially when we talk about international play. You know, just go out there and outscore everybody, run everybody out the gym. You know what I'm saying? Embarrass them in their home country, whatever it is, do it. But that's it. Yeah, that's pretty much all I had.
Yeah, no, I like that. Yeah, go ahead. My bad.
Oh no, I think we got a delay.
Oh, your mic. Yeah, we got a little bit of a delay. Yeah, we about to go ahead and cut it anyway here. I know we went over a little bit tonight, y'all, but it was a good episode, man. We had a really good episode. That I've been saying this last couple weeks, just so y'all can kind of know what's going on. The week after the Super Bowl, the Tuesday after the Super Bowl, we'll do a podcast, and then after that, we'll be probably on break for a while, probably till March. Just so y'all can have a heads up on that. So probably after the week of the Super Bowl, we'll do it on that Tuesday after the Super Bowl, and then after that, there's gonna be a break probably till end of March, possibly actually April, to be honest, because I'm probably going out the country in April. So it might be even April. So we're gonna be gone for probably about a month and a half, something like that. But we'll be back. But we just wanted to kind of keep y'all updated on that. We'll be back next week. Cam, did you have anything you want to share before we end it out?
Nah, that's pretty much it. Thank y'all for all pulling up. Happy birthday to your mom. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad she's able to to watch us and listen to us. So I appreciate her for that. And that's pretty much it. Thank y'all, everybody, for watching, listening. You know, we appreciate all the support. And we'll see y'all, soon. We'll see y'all next week.
Yeah, man, for sure, man. We appreciate y'all. We'll see y'all next week. Y'all have a good one, man. We'll talk to y'all next week.